It's your girl Jay, back at it again with the general tarot reading for this interesting transit of Uranus going direct in Taurus. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. Patreon gets everything first, patreon.com/justjeverything. For daily tarot readings, check out my Instagram, justj_everything. And for other dope shit that I do, bath soaks, customized herbal self-care and whatnot, my website, justjeverything.com. I swear, every motherfucking time I start filming, I swear. That's one thing that like came... Uranus going direct may look like you really having a fight to get your attitude in check. That's not for everybody. But definitely the fire and air signs. I just had to take like 10 conscious breaths before I pressed play or record. Let me just wait. I try to keep it 100 with y'all, so I'm not gonna just like restart the video because I feel like all that shit happens for a reason. I was waiting for silence and then still a disruption. Waiting for silence, still a disruption. Consciously, actively, like spent some time breathing, waited out. Ended up like waiting out another distraction that happened. And then again, so my patience is just running a bit thin. And that could be something that you guys are going to be, we all may be just like experiencing a little bit of. Anyway, interestingly enough, the first thing I have written down is Uranus expresses himself in the unexpected. So yes, there's a lot of unexpected interruptions, upheaval. Uranus is the awakener. Uranus is the unexpected events that lead to your urge to be free, your urge to rebel, your urge to shake shit up, to reform, things of that nature. So, unexpected urges, eccentricity. And also keep in mind that this is happening in the second house, in the house of Taurus. And so this could be in regards to your home, in regards to the things that you value, your house, your property. I know that that's very Cancerian, but this is just what is coming up for me. The things that you consider mine. So for some of you homeowners, or some of you who are in living situations that, you know, if you have roommates, things of that nature, your valuables, what your possessions, your values, money, business. This is Venus also here, and Venus is currently retrograde in Capricorn. And so there is a lot geared towards being future oriented, security oriented, money minded. And the unexpected rebellious bit is, how are you making your money, and what is your relationship to money? Is your relationship to money ruling you? It's like, don't make the money, it's like, make the money, don't let the money make you. So that's for someone. That's for all of us. Make the money, don't let the money make you. And I do feel like there are eccentric ways to make money, eccentric ways to gain new possessions, to eccentric ways to awaken your spirit, your intellect, your friends, your community, your personal, like, what is your cause? It's funny, I also make clothes, and I usually make clothes for myself, but I'm thinking about, anyway. So with this jacket that I made for myself a couple years ago, it's hanging up, and it's like, I'm tempted to show you guys, but this is also my area where I make blends. So anyway, but the back of the jacket it says, "Fuck you, I won't do what they tell me." Rage Against the Machine, yes. But that's very this. Fuck you, I won't do what they tell me. And so there could be like, what is your personal rebellion? What do you want to do? Like, what rebellion do you need to, revolution do you need to start within you to like redefine what is yours, to redefine what you consider mine, you know, to redefine your values. I feel like there is upheaval coming that is going to make our values evolve, that's going to make our like our capacity for judgment, our capacity for I feel like there are very judgmental people who all of a sudden get like zip-lipped. Be careful of gossip. Be careful of who you talk to. Be careful of the words that you speak, and really honoring if you are perpetuating life or perpetuating fear with your words. There is this need to urge against, excuse me, Mercury's getting ready to retrograde. There is this urge to rebel against social conditionings, an urge to rebel against limitations. The sun's in Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, so restrictions, limitations are coming up. But it is also a very like important time to like relax. It is luxury. It is, you know, like decadence. You think the devil is like, you know, the devil, the Capricorn card is like, he's living in the lap of his own definition of luxury. So what is your definition of luxury? Your definition of comfort? What rebellions need to be started in your heart? What revolutions need to be launched? I said, but we really have to redefine freedom individually and collectively. Then, before we can create, it's like we've got to redefine what freedom is on an individual level, and then redefine what we as a collective consider freedom before we can really crave it enough to fight for it. Does that make sense? It's like your definition of freedom is very much so different than my definition of freedom. But when we get together and as a society, well, even as like, start with like, you know, even your HOA. Think the microcosm versus the macro. So your little homeowners association compared to the city, compared to the state, compared to like, what are our definitions and requirements for freedom, for feeling free? And so that's something that you're really, really needing to think of. I feel like it's something to talk about with your family, with your partners, with your friends. Really start to, if we all start consciously thinking about the revolution and thinking about the next level, thinking about ascension, thinking about breaking free, think about awakening and breaking free from from like the fucking tyranny that is our fucking government. Like, shifts will happen. Abso-fucking-lutely. But I do feel like there is something important about redefining it on an individual level and then on a collective level. So, Uranus goes direct in Taurus. What do we need to do with this energy? Because this is going to be, it's electric. We're going to be able to feel it. We need to use our words. We need to understand that we are enough. We have enough. We need to harness our willpower. And before you can harness your willpower, you need to get real clear. You better make damn sure. Taking Back Sunday. You better make damn sure. I don't know what that how that resonates for. It's going to be different for everybody, but there's something about, like, before you speak it, before you roll it out, before you launch it, you better make damn sure that this is what you want. Really taking the time to communicate with yourself, with your innermost self, with your highest self, with the divine. This very temperance, yeah, there's like taking the time to pour into yourself, really figuring out what fills your cup before stepping out on your own or in some sort of way, or before communing with the divine about something. Be careful. This feels like very much so, be careful what you wish for, because we are supposed to use this energy to unleash our inner magic, and the magician gets shit done. We're supposed to be using this energy to really figure out, what have we discovered about ourselves? What skills, talents do we need to harness or develop? In what ways can we use this, our survivals? How can we use our survival skills to open our hearts? To open our hearts and open our throats and open our mouths and allow ourselves to, like, spew truths. It's like getting out of survival mode and harnessing that energy upward. Finally, from like the root to the sacral to the solar plexus, there is like this leveling up, this self-actualization. Using this energy to really move forward. And like the awakening, I feel like the awakening is this self-reliance, this ability for you to do it on your own. Get it how you fucking live, babe. Like, you have everything that you need. The magician has all the tools. So Uranus is going to come along and say, hey, you've got the wands, you've got the passion, you've got the connection to spirit, you've got the physical, spiritual, sexual energy that you need to move forward and to launch whatever it is, manifest whatever it is, materialize whatever it is that you want. You've got the sword, so you've got the clarity of mind, you've got the articulation of word to, you've got maybe even the ability to get the law on your side if need be, to start really creating whatever it is that you want. You've got the cups, you've got the emotional and spiritual wherewithal. You may not have all the money in the world, but you got enough. You got the pinnacle there. You have what you need to really start to call upon and activate your connection to the divine, your connection to this ephemeral flow, to really tune into, what's above and bring it down below, calling what be not as though it were. Really allowing yourself to speak things into existence. The magician is Mercury. So there may be somebody with Gemini or Virgo placements coming in. But ultimately, this is about effective communication. And I feel like the effective communication, you using words, you using your intellect, you're using technology, is going to progress your world, your life forward. I do feel like there are going to be some big developments in technology that are about to come out in the next, I just heard 6 years. Some big technological advances. We just got this meta shit that's coming out. I know that it's weird because I know some of you want to invest money in it, and some of you think it's the damn devil. You know what I mean? And it may be like a little bit of both. And so there is this duality here to pay attention to. But the Magician says it feels like a reminder. And this has been coming up a lot in my readings. I feel like it's like this reminder that you're a spirit having a human experience. And it feels like know your role. And not in a dismissive or like, I want to say diminutive. Like, anyways, not in a diminishing sort of way. Know your role as in like spirit supersedes emotions, spirit supersedes logic, you know what I mean? Like there is this, the ineffable. Shout out to Rev Fam on that one. Hydrate, light it if you got it. What don't we see coming? Because I know. Uranus is the unexpected. But what are we privy to know? And there's things that we're just not privy to know. But what's unexpected? What don't we see coming, Matt? Take a deep breath. We allowed to know? The Sun, the Tower, the Ten of Swords, with the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Funny, this is Sun in Aquarius. And so I do feel like, especially once we enter Aquarius season, there's going to be these huge expositions. People are going to be exposed because keep in mind, and I'm going to do a separate video on it because I think that it's worthy of it, but the North Node shifts into Taurus the same day that Uranus goes direct in Taurus. And when I'm telling you the South Node going into Scorpio and the North Node going into Taurus, that axis ain't no more hiding playboy. Like everybody's shit in the street. It feels like there's no, even all this stuff. I don't even follow the Kardashians, but all these people's like shit is just really coming out. There is no more hiding, especially in Aquarius season. I'm telling you, some new technology is going to start being evolved or dropped or something. And I feel like it's really going to tamper with people's privacy. It's going to tamper with people's ability to hide or to lie. Things are just going to come out. The Sun reveals, baby. Yes, this is going to be what we don't see coming. Also could be sudden success, sudden freedom. Because I know that to y'all, this looks like chaos, but this looks like freedom to me. This looks like the motherfucking revolution to me. Really getting to their, whatever chaos comes up, the Sun, it's like supported by the divine. So whatever chaos starts to unfold before you, it is divinely supported because the Sun reveals and it's got to come up to come out. We're really getting out of survival mode, getting back to, I feel like there a lot of people have been doing this inner child work. I've been really communicating with their inner, like their inner cherub, the inner innocence. Getting back to this freedom. This, don't you want to be that, you know, naked baby riding horseback? It's just like there's this ultimate freedom that wants to come in. And so the what we don't see coming and what we're allowed to know basically of this Uranus direct in Taurus is that so much is coming to light that it's going to put us in a position to, a lot of people are going to be broken out of fucking victim mentality. And it's just like, oh, the ball has always actually been in my court. Okay, let's go. That's what this feels like. There's this, suddenly things come unexpected. This is going to be different for all of you. But I feel like what it shifts and what it ultimately brings in is a brand new, like, skin of your mind. It's like shedding a skin off your brain. It feels like there's like the veil gets fucking lifted or something in some way. And the sun shines on, so what will be revealed is what is unsustainable. The tower comes out when there are foundations that are built on structurally unsound foundations, or when there are, you know, connections or institutions or things we've invested in. And so I feel like, please clarify the sun. There may be what you don't see coming, may be something with there may be somebody with Aries, Scorpio, or Leo placements that is absolutely going to help you enter into a new way of thinking, a new way of thinking about yourself, maybe even a new like mindset about your physical body. I do feel like there is just, that's for, you know, some of you. I do feel like there could be something coming to light about an Aries or a Scorpio. You really finally being done with the Aries or the Scorpio. You really finally being done with the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you yourself have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements, I feel like you're in for a whole new, like, reset, like a mental reset, a shift of a perspective in how you think about yourself, your perspective of the world, your level of optimism is changing, air signs. Fire signs, I feel like you are extra fucking lit. So you've got to be careful because you could set so much aflame. I feel like there's such attraction coming into your life. There's so much that so many people are going to be attracted to you. There could just be a lot of moving pieces, a lot of chaos, possibly. The moon! This full moon in Cancer that we have on the 17th, the day before Uranus goes direct, I feel like it's going to solidify some revelations, babes. I also feel like there are big shifts with some of you, especially if you live with your parents, but there's some sort of like revelation or understanding or an ending or like a ending of an argument or an ending of a betrayal or a treacherous situation with your parents. Like, please continue to clarify the sun. I feel like there is just finally, like, you get to go your own way, or you get to finally, it's like you get to reinvent yourself. You get to break free from the mother's bloodline, break free from the sins of the father, breaking free from like their traditions, their ways of thinking, their ways of doing things. Some of you really like being able to reinvent yourselves because you're willing now to do the work to make sure that you tend to your mommy issues, that you tend to your daddy issues, you tend to the abandonment, you tend to whatever happened with the sibling. There is something about like, when it all falls down, I'm telling you, when it all falls down. I want to go put Kanye on right now. Old Kanye. Man, I promise. She's so self-conscious. Woo! Please clarify the tower. I'm telling you, there's some shit. It's like it all falls down. I can just hear it replaying. And that's nothing to be afraid of. This happens for you. It falls down so shit can really fall into place. And some of you have been evading these endings, and the divine is like, no mas. The divine is like, let it all fall down. Let it crumble, because it was built upon something that wasn't going to last anyway. And I feel like the people with Aries, Scorpio, and Leo placements are really like honing in for the collective, or taking one for the collective in some sort of way, or really like that connection is opening minds, or though there's some sort of mental shift, mental awareness that's going to really take place, and it's gonna look and feel chaotic. Please clarify the Tower. But this chaos, all of this is happening because there's an opportunity to really display and discover some self-mastery here. No longer being the victim. You are the victor. You are the fucking catalyst. You are the change. You are the crystal. You are the spell. Please clarify the Tower. How does the Tower manifest for... I know that I'm asking for more than I was supposed to be asking for, but okay, thank you. The Knight of Wands. So I do feel like, yeah, there is this don't be a groupie, keep it moving energy coming in. There's just this new mindset. And okay, so let's say we take the memo, because for something, this is very, here's your sign. Excuse me, there's something that comes in and it's like, here's your sign. Are you going to stay in this fucking loop? Are you going to do the same shit over again? Or are you going to break free? Are you going to break the cycle? Are you going to rebel? Are you going to rage against the fucking machine? Fuck you, I won't do what they tell me. Are you going to let that, you know, very wounded, hurt, betrayed version of yourself go, so that you're not making decisions from this mindset? Because making decisions from this mindset is not conducive to you being in this energy. You cannot manifest the things that you want from this place. If you want freedom, you've got to feel fucking free. If you want to be in a healthy, loving relationship, you've got to know what that actually looks like for yourself, what that feels like. You've got to be able to give that to yourself. You've got to be giving that to yourself. And so, and it's like that for every single thing. And so either way, we're going to be required to do the hard work. And the hard work is breaking free of any kind of chain and restriction. And if we don't know how to break free of the chains or the restrictions ourselves, the divine's like, don't worry, I got you. Hold my beer. Wait. I'll blow all this. I'll burn this whole motherfucker down right now for you. You ready to act right? You ready to like step into your power? Okay, let's burn this whole shit down. I got you, fam. Like, it's like, go, go, go. This is what we've been training for. This is what we've been training for. Getting in motion. And if we really, and getting in motion to turn away, to break free, to move forward from, to resurrect ourselves and move forward from this old way of thinking, talking about ourselves, and believing. And should we be so brave enough to write off, to resurrect ourselves and let go of those old fears, the old way, the old paradigm, the old way of holding on to the struggle, holding on to the fight, thinking that we've got to work so hard for it, that everything has to be a hustle, everything has to be strife, that you got to pay your dues. There's something about like unsubfucking-scribing from the struggle, bro. Like, that's how it feels. And I don't know why that came out, bro. Like, but that's how it feels. Unsubfucking-scribe from the struggle. Tune into the frequency of ease. That divine feminine ability to draw in to draw it to you, to use that receptivity. Regardless of your genitalia, everybody has masculine and feminine energy inside of them. You should be fucking lucky to be two-spirited. Like, should you be so lucky? Should you be fucking honored? Don't even have me go into it. Because yes, it is a struggle and it is a burden in this plane of existence to be transgendered. But when there is a safe space, when there is love and support surrounded, connecting with these individuals is so connecting with the divine. Feels like just even closer, like the embodiment of both, the embodiment, like, anyway. They are magical. We are all magical. And it's time to really revolutionize your mind on the way that you perceive magic, the way that you perceive or are willing to accept the ineffable, the shit that you just can't explain. The felt but unseen. So, should we be willing to free our mind? Please clarify the Ten of Swords. What's the outcome of laying these burden down, being done with that version, that wounded, afraid version? Being willing to think for ourselves, do the research for ourselves, be willing to learn, stopping judging, being done with the judgmental, like, gossipy, fucking, immature. What comes of it? Oh, really? Free your mind? Get a divine counterpart? That's all it took? That's all it took? It was that easy? Once you align with ease, all of a sudden replenishment comes, and other people who can very helpfully communicate and want to be connected, romantic, platonic, in love, fellowship with you. All of a sudden there's like, what? Family? Look on the bottom, abundance, prosperity, maybe something new with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo, Taurus, Libra. Nine of Pentacles. What the shit is underneath here? We fuck around and let go, get into a place of abundance, really, really start to get comfortable operating within our sovereignty and autonomy, really striving for acquiring the wish that has been financial freedom, our healing, our ability to, it's like finally you've poured into yourself so efficiently that now it's safe, it is productive, it is blessed for you to pour into others. And because you're willing to pour in, because you're willing to be guided, the divine guides. And so many dormant gifts get woken up within you. You get to speak truths that wake up the dead in other people. And it puts you in a position to move forward and progress forward. Crazy this came out, because this came out for the Mercury retrograde in Aquarius video or reading. We're moving forward. This almost makes me feel nervous. Like, this is, I don't know, I'm like low-key shook, honestly. It's like, all it took was this. All of a sudden, this doesn't look so bad, eh? Isn't that funny? In comparison to this, this, this. It's like, yeah, you'll deal with a little bit of this. Or a lot of bit of this. Because, to be honest, it is balanced and fair. Like, where in life, where in humanity and history did we get the, like, that life is fair? Life isn't fair, but it's balanced. There is balance. And for just as grand as and intense and deep and profound as your shadow and your darkness is, so is your light. So is the light. This is some fucking amazing stuff that comes in. So surrender. Because the divine, because you're not in control anyway. Surrender, because you're not in control anyway. And the divine's going to bring in a new season that's very lucky, that's very prosperous, and very peaceful. You just got to be willing to let go of that. Or at least be willing to put in the work so you can start to acknowledge whatever it is. It's going to be different for everybody. But it starts here in your mind's eye and in your mind. Start to revolutionize your mind. Reach for the updated perspective and logic and information and technology. It's time to move forward. What feels like moving forward as a species. And then, boop, moving forward. I love you. We got this.